Okay, so using Ustream to record, but I had to plug in the mouse. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do this year is show this utility called eGame. And eGame is by Chris Handley. It's a really, really nice tool. You can drop games in the environment, and then you can also do filters. So you notice over here that I've got games selected under the Amiwest tab. And from here, if you want to fire something like GemGem, you can just double-click it in this menu, and it launches the game for you. So you don't have to go through and do all of the crazy contortions to get to find the game in the various directories. So this is the first one I want to show. It's GemGem. It's a classic gem game. This was one of the Hano ports, Hano PPC, who does amazing work for the Amiga. So you basically just grab a gem, drag it over. The graphics are fluid, the gameplay is fairly simple, and you're looking for making groups of 3 or 4 to get your points. And this is the time version, or I think I did time. But the idea is it's got nice graphics, the sound is pretty good, although I realized I didn't plug the sound in, so we gotta do that next. And you can drag these over, and basically, it's your standard gem game. There is a mode where it's the time, and it's very, very quick. So that's the first one. Next, what I wanted to show is Ace of Hearts. These guys do a really good job with Amiga software. Let's see. Let's choose a screen mode here. So the Cherry Darling, what's great about this game is that they also have this available for your iPad and your Android devices. The gameplay is very fluid, lots of animation, just it feels like a very well-written piece of software. And it's basically your card game. And so here you press play, and it flips through. It's like a Vegas-style card game. So if I want to keep these two, I press the play button, and then we see what we got. And it also gives you a little hint as to which ones to hold on to. And so you make wagers. I have $99. I lost. I can increase my luck. Let's try this again. Maybe we can have a winner here. Ooh, 7-7 and an ace. We'll let it ride. I'll let it go. Ooh, pair of queens. Okay, this is feeling good. So now we want a 7 or a queen. Woo! So now it gives you can cash in your $5 or you can gamble it away. And it has the achievement. It's so very popular. So now I'm going to press the risk button. Nice. So notice it's popping between 0 and higher or lower. So I'll go ahead and try to get it on the higher or lower. Oh, we lose everything. Okay. And I'm sure post that to Facebook too. The Cherry Darling card game. Let's see if I can figure out how to get out of here. Continue. Start screen. But again, gameplay, graphics, really top notch. The stuff they're doing is really, really quite nice. What's that?
Probably in the singular, even though the game title is plural.
The next one I want to show is an interesting platformer. This is MeAndMyShadow. It's a fairly new game, and what I mean by new, meaning that it's been created recently. And I was shocked when I saw it pop up and say that it had an AmigaOS Amiga version. Let's see how to get started here. And so basically, what's interesting about this is you'll notice our little guy, and he has a shadow. The other guy over here, who I can't really interact with. Oh, I pressed the space bar to turn him on. But basically, move the arrow keys, walk toward the exit. Okay. Finish the walk in a park. And now we have to jump over this. So we use the up arrow to jump. Just fine, nice and easy. We got a silver medal for our speed. This is a simple game, right? No problems. Okay, so now we jump over here. Jump over here. Okay, this is getting a little more tricky. And this is using the SDL, which is why we have it on the Amiga and and other platforms as well. Okay, so let's see. Spikes are deadly. Uh-oh, we died. So I press R. Okay, still pretty simple. Just give it one more second, you'll see the fun stuff. Okay, well this is different. Notice I'm on the bottom and it says, think what moves your shadow has to make, think the move your shadow has to make, and then let your character record these moves and you break down to smaller recordings. So basically, if I go back over here and I press the space bar, you'll notice the button in the upper left hand, upper right turn to a circle. So I walk over here and then press space bar. Whoops, sorry, I got to get the recording. Uh-oh. Yeah, that's going to be interesting. So let's see, we have to go a little bit further. There he goes. And so now he's going to follow that, the upper guy is going to follow the path. And now we finished. So we get into a situation where I can't go up these. But the shadow guy can. So I got to press the space bar from here, walk here, jump, but that's actually not going to work. Right. So I need to record back. Then I need to go turn on recording. Uh-oh. We'll see how it goes. Okay. But now you see he's going to follow what I was doing. Oh, he made it. Okay. Oh, I got it. Okay. So as you can see, it's a puzzle game, but it has this nice little additive of the shadow. And you might have noticed that you can actually stand on your shadow. So if you need to jump up, you can actually jump on the top of your shadow. Oh, just missed it. Jump up on the top of your shadow. Whoops. There we go. That's a nice arc. Perfect. I think the next level we have to jump on his head. We'll see. Yes. So here, go to the shadow, record it. Okay, come here, little shadow guy. And then I can jump and land on his head. And now I can get over. So you interact with your shadow, and it's a puzzle game. It's a free download. It's available for Windows, Mac, all the platforms. And it's just a nice little game that you can play. Okay, escape to exit. So we'll close that one down. But again, this is new content being generated by the Amiga, being ported. Here's a couple of interesting games here. This one is called Voxel Bird. Hopefully it launches, we'll see. Voxel Bird is a takeoff of Floppy Bird, but done using voxels. So the graphics are a little more jippity. Okay, maybe that one's not launching for some reason. I guess that should be the right path. Anyway, let's see if Voxel Noid. Okay, Voxel Noid is another by these same guys. Really, again, Cherry Darling, great game. Great intro. So this is an interesting take on Breakout. So this is an interesting take on Breakout, where you can go ahead and hit OK. We'll choose and you can do two-player as well. And these are all, of course, mouse-driven. So you'll notice down here, I've got our play pad. Let's see, what's the button to release it? There it is. But notice those little bits that start flying around. Oh, sorry, there's a head in the way. I couldn't see there. So I'll go to this side. And as you go through them, you get additional points, and you can fire a laser beam. Whoop, I died again. It's harder to play on the screen setup. So you're trying to build up the energy so you can blast a hole. And then you want the thing to travel through those little dots. That gives you that energy. Anyway, it's just a really interesting idea. Again, the voxel guys, the Cherry Darling using the voxel. It's a pretty neat concept. It's a really nice done game with a lot of additional features and background effects and whatnot. So I highly recommend this one too. I do think in order to run this, and Epsilon has a nice blog on this, you do need the Warps with the Z, Warps 3D, if you have a next generation machine with a Radeon video card, until we get Warp 3D available. So anyway, that's that. Pretty good stuff. Menu, there you go. But these guys do lots of interstitials. They do lots of good stuff there. So next I want to show... this is a great game. This is the Davidope Animated Puzzle by Mr. Derek. He's on, I believe, Amiga World. He's done a couple of other games. I think this is all done in Hollywood. And this is Amiga original content. And this is a puzzle game, but the pieces are animated. See as I move them around? So you're trying to put them in place to complete the animation. If you stare at this long enough, you go a little crazy. But it's just, I really love this game because the nature of it is so interesting, and I hadn't seen this style before. I'll reiterate how difficult it is to play looking at the projector here. But if you get two pieces next to each other that belong near each other, they will lock into place. And so you know when you have the correct... So I don't think we have time to actually complete it, but it is... It's... I don't know if you guys like this or not. I just think this is great. And it's original Amiga content. This is not a port as far as I'm aware. This is written in Hollywood, and it's just a crazy, 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 crazy game. I guess you can kind of tell by like the speed, like where the middle are, like if they have the density. Like, there's one in there. So those two go together. As you can see, it sort of dropped into place. So again, another one of those really just crazy, crazy games. You can also tell like the direction of flow, about where it might need to be to make that work. It's a spiral going outward. Yeah, down over here somewhere. Yeah. You can play later, Fred. So again, this stuff is all generally available on OS4 downloads. Putty Squad. I want to show this one. This is running in UAE. Notice that I double-click it and it automatically started UAE. Do I have this right? This is the ADF? Some of the games it launches, I haven't quite figured that out 100%. So that's my bad. But Putty Squad is a really exciting game. One of the things I'm trying to do is show games that were released since the last Amiwest. And what happened is Sony released Putty Squad on the PlayStation 4. System 3, who are the people who make Putty Squad, decided that they were going to flip it over to input 3. The guys who make Putty Squad were going to they did an Amiga version. They never released it. So they built this in '94. They never finished it. They finished it, and they released it as a pair of ADFs that you can download. You can put them on disks. You can run them in the emulators. Here I'm running it under emulation on AmigaOS. But the idea is it's a brilliant little platform game where you can. It's a brilliant little platform game. It is in the emulator. It's a little bit slower to get started, but it will get here in a second. And you basically play this little blob, and you're running around interacting with the world. It's very colorful. There are lots of puzzles that are engaged. The sound is pretty good. Although I'll reiterate, I didn't hook up the sound properly yet. So we'll let this load in. I had an issue with my hard drive, so I had to rebuild things. Usually I put the floppy emulation a lot higher. So let's see if this is working. Is it this way? There we go. The joystick works. So you're this cute little guy and you can punch things. You don't want to hit the frogs, they kill you. Oh, and you can also do other interesting ways of moving. So again, this is a free download. It's an ADF. So you can run it on whatever platform you want. Oh, and you can pick things up and move them around. Like you can get these bombs and drop them on people. Like this guy, if I hit his head, he'll turn into one of these, and I think I can punch him. No. You can temporarily stop him. So, gotta remember how to get up. Oh, you know what? We should get to the balloon. I got to jump onto that one. Give me 1 second. There we go. So it's really fascinating. I got to collect this guy. Because the little character has a lot of different things you can do. You can, like you said, choose bombs. They have, at one point you can get a little water balloon. You can use his little up arrow feature there to move past obstacles, move between different levels. It's entirely wide open. This joystick is really nice, by the way. I'm using the new Aeon joystick, and it's really smooth. Buttons are easy to use. I just haven't played this in a while. So here, I'll show you one little trick. The colors aren't the best on the projector either. I'm going to work on that some here. Okay, so if I want to go down here, I can... Can I? Oh, can't quite get through there. But I can collect those stars from there. Bye, little froggies. Okay, we'll go in through here. And you can leave the levels through the... oh, there's a bomb. Oh, spring. And you can pick up the springs. Oh, the door's not here yet. Okay. Anyway, I haven't played in a while, but you get the idea. It's a great, great, great platformer. It's available for free. Again, and the crazy thing is that System 3 were the ones who created this and released it for the Amiga. So what I'm going to do now is actually change over to something. So let me move my cables and connections here. Excuse me. Can you move to a different input on me for me? So I'm going to unplug the Amiga 1, and I'm going to plug in the CD32 borrowed from the Sacramento Club. And this is really exciting work. So that should come up. And let me make sure I have the audio selected properly. That actually, this should be working. We'll see if that works. So this is really exciting. If you read the text, you can see it says, "Greetings to the attendees at Amiwest 2014, with some shout outs to a few folks." So what this is, there's a group of guys, maybe some gals, who are creating unofficial ports of CD32 games. So if you go buy the Canon fodder disk, it requires the full motion video player to see the video. These guys, on their own volition, took the full motion video, recoded into CDXL, hacked the game, and fixed it so that if you get their version of Canon fodder, you can play it on an emulator or the CD32 and see the full intro movie, because it plays now in the native format without the full motion video. So they have been looking around, grabbing CD32 content, and they've been making, they've been improving it and updating it, the graphics, making sure that the keys work. So you'll notice this is a launcher, and I'm using the keyboard, the CD32 controller here, to move through the different options. So here it says Flappy Bird. This is a brand new game. They modified it to support the CD32 controller where necessary, and these guys built this compilation for us. And this is all PD games that are available now. And they went even further, and unfortunately I think it's a PAL setting so you can't see the screen on the bottom, but they included Atari ST games via emulation. So for instance, we were playing this before. You guys might recognize the one that's coming up next. Might recognize this one. So you can download this CD32 ISO when they make it available, put it in your CD32 or Amiga emulator, use the menu system, and now you can play Joust on your Amiga CD32. Oh, I died. So I love this work. I love the fact that these folks are spending their time and their troubles to make these games so that we can enjoy them and get access to them. And this port, the performance on this thing is perfect. I mean, this is great. I'm not very good at this game. I usually get grabbed by the fire dragon hand thing. But it's very, very high performance, very performant. But I'm going to go ahead and reset the CD32. Oh, had the wrong button pressed. Maybe we'll get the music to come in now, because the sound should be working. But I'm just so happy to see these guys do it. I reached out to him on the English Amiga board. I think Earok is the person who's the main contributor. I'll post some information to the Amiwest website with their the site that they have. So we're giving this a few seconds to spin up and load in. But the fact that they're still working on this content, they're taking games for us that were available in PD and making them playable on a CD32. Apparently this OG is supposed to be really, really good. We'll try that one. It's given to understand that it's one of the best of the bunch. The author of this game here, they contacted him to say that it didn't support the CD32 joystick, so he actually made changes. Can you take the level down? It's the 13. I pressed the right button this time. I don't know the controls yet. Give me a second to figure it out. It's like a SQZRX. Okay, let's try this again. Okay, jump over those, not into. Okay, close. Oh man, that is touchy. Okay, one more time. I learned. I guess we want to eat the fruits because it's making the gulping noise. Oh, I missed the cherry. Gotcha, cherry. Uh-oh. Full AGA game. Uh-oh. That looks bad. Anyway, I think you all get the idea of this one. So big shout out to the Unofficial Ports guys for taking the time to do this. I mentioned Cannon Fodder. They've got a bunch of other ones that they don't really have the copyrights for this stuff. They're just doing it. So I think anyway, they are trying to contact folks and to fix them up. And the graphics that they put out, I think there's a Dune 2 that they've done as well. You drop in the CD32 and use the CD32 joystick to play it when the game was designed for a mouse. I mean, they're really doing good work. I'm going to move the VGA one more time. And I'm going to plug in a special little toy that I like to call the Chameleon. You may know that name. This is from Jens Schoenfeld, the one and only. And sorry, I'm stalling for time. Plug in the audio here. Okay, so this is the Chameleon. If you guys haven't seen this, it's a great box. Epsilon has something very similar on his table. He's got the Mini-Mig. This is the Mini-Mig from Jens. This particular one has the 4-port video joystick adapter. You can do 2-player Lemmings on this. If you've never done 2-player Lemmings, it is a total hoot. And we can get that set up when I put it back on the Amiverse table. So I'm going to go ahead and, hey Mike, you want to flip over to the, do you have video? Still?
Still black.
Huh. Let's see if this comes up. I hadn't plugged this into that yet. Still blank. Very strange. Unless that got unplugged. Nope. No go? Okay. Doesn't work. We'll have to figure that out later. No, it's different. It's different. So we'll need the, we'll want to put the video on the screen. So you have this little menu. I press the button on it, and I have a CDTV controller. If you haven't seen one of these in a while, it uses the infrared port to control it. But you can also plug in regular joysticks. So I can choose games. I have quite a few, but I have SolidGold. So what is SolidGold? Night Owl Design. This is hopefully the name is on the his name is on this page here. Frank, thank you. The LD for the win. Frank has done a lot of stuff on the Amiga. He's done a lot of stuff, and he decided, I think OS4 stuff too. He decided that he was going to make a OS3 game, like OS 1.3 game, for fun. And it's pretty good. So it's called SolidGold. Again, it's an ADF you can download. I'm playing it on the Chameleon, in part to show off the Chameleon. But you load in, and it's sort of a haunted house situation. There should have been audio with that. Oh, well. Oh, wrong button. Duh. There we go. So now I'm this little Indiana Jones-like dude. And this is a total classic, really challenging platformer. But here you can see we're playing this on the FPGA-based Chameleon. The performance is fantastic. It's a good game. It's got lots of traps, lots of puzzles. You're collecting these gold coins for money. Apparently my fingers remember how to play this better than they do the Putty Squad. Oh, you know why? I'll give a shout out to the guys on the Lemon Amiga versus English Amiga board. So the reason why I remember how to play this more is the guys on Lemon Amiga, as well as the English Amiga board, have a games competition. So if you're interested, you can go to the website, and every couple weeks they post a new game, and people compete and they post their high scores to the message board. And I think I probably fell off the rankings. I was number 20 out of 20. Very proud of that. I have a kid and very busy, but still, I was able to put a few points in there. And so I was playing this, trying to get a high score, which is why I'm remembering how to actually do this stuff. Putty Squad was not on the list. Although Hunter, anyone seen here Hunter? Play that? Remember that game? Oh man, that is a crazy, crazy, crazy game. Huge world, 3D first person from like the early 90s, so it's all like blocky. And you're hunting like enemy soldiers on a battlefield. It's really crazy. It has tanks and jeeps. Anyway, that's another one from the that I learned about from the Lemon Amiga guys and their game competition. But so you can get an idea. We'll move off this one in a second here. So if you're looking for old school Amiga fun and you don't necessarily want to bust out your 1200 all the time, I highly recommend the Chameleon type device or the Mini-Mig. They're very competent machines. They can run a ton of stuff. You can even hard drive boot. You can see here you move through the list to choose the different floppy drives. There should be a reset. No, we don't want to reset. One of the buttons I press does what I want it to do. But anyway, it's a very nice device. So I think I'm over time here. I wanted to show a few more on OS4, but we're already at 4:50. So just wanted to say thank you, and that's a taste of some of the games. And all these came out since the last Amiwest, and we'll do this again next time. Thank you, everyone.